Dude, our backyard garden is exploding with weeds, but I'm actually pretty happy about it because a lot of them are edible and unlike flavors that you can find anywhere else. I'm a chef, so unique flavors are the name of the game. Let's go poke around the garden together so I can show you some of my favorite weeds to eat and how I plan to use them in my everyday cooking. The first on the list is this pesky field garlic, or Allium vignale. It's an invasive allium that has a bulb down underneath the ground and green part coming up the top. It has hollow blades so you can identify it easily that way, but it also, when broken, has a oniony garlic-like smell. I've seen people use the tops in soups and stews, but I have fermented mine in a salt brine and dried and powdered it, used it on popcorn and stuff like that. I also have used it in a salsa verde for some tacos that I served, and the bottoms, if they're big enough, can be pickled for some little pickled onions. Since it's invasive, I'll be pulling up all of this Allium vignale from the garden, trying to utilize as much as I can, and not feeling so bad about removing all of it. It gives things kind of like a rundown backwoods type of look that we don't really love anyway, so. The next one of my favorites is chickweed. This is a low-laying ground cover that pops up in early spring. It loves real cool spring weather. Right now it's in this flowering stage, so really the only edible part are just the tips where the flower is. It's still really nice and tender, but the rest of it is real stringy and kind of fibrous. These are awesome. They have a spinachy, vegetal-like flavor that's very mild, not bitter at all. They go great as microgreens used on top of things to garnish, but you can really find this in abundance, so it can bulk up a salad and be used in a salad, or it could just be blended into a pesto or something along those lines. But it's a great nutritive, has lots of nutrition in here, super flavorful, grows in abundance, and is also a pretty cool ground cover that keeps out other weeds that might be harder to pull out. The second to last of my favorite weeds that I eat is this purple dead nettle, and this is actually the first year for me. My buddy Jesse from Feral Foraging turned me on to a recipe for a tea with this. He used dry plant material. Definitely go check out his stuff. It's a really cool plant. I love the earthiness of this tea that it gives it. It's still kind of got a bitterness, but just like a black tea or a green tea would, I think it would do super well in an Arnold Palmer type of vibe. So I think I'm gonna do an Arnold Palmer with like a sumac aid situation with the purple dead nettle tea from one of my foraging classes. I think that would be pretty rad. This is an invasive plant, so you don't have to feel bad about using a ton of it. And it's kind of cool to dry it and turn it into a tea rather than just pulling it all up and composting it. And the last but absolutely not least weed that's popping up are these cute little wild violets. I don't love them because of their taste. I don't love them because of the way they grow. I love them because they're a cute little pretty garnish that I can put in salads or on top of my meals. They give a nice purple pop, color, a reminder of spring. Life's too short to eat boring food. All right, buddies, there's a whole lot more that I could have talked about, but we're just gonna have to save that for another day. I wanna start making these videos where I take the plants from my backyard and use them in my kitchen in my everyday cooking, so you too can level up your cooking and weed eating game. If you're digging the vibe, hit the subscribe button and follow along until we're back in the garden next time. Thanks a whole bunch for being here, and until next time, happy cooking.